Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday morning and just headed out with a tractor. Took the backhoe off and just headed out with the tractor, got my chainsaw and all that good stuff, and gonna head over to the apple orchard, the abandoned apple orchard, and do some more trimming on the dead branches and overgrowth and whatnot. And I was headed down the hill here into the meadow and noticed that my moles are back, so I'm gonna leave them a couple traps before we head down and do some apples. Yeah, so as I started driving down to the meadow here, I started noticing some new molehills. I thought I had them. I thought I got a big huge one here probably 3 weeks ago or so, and I'll try to include a picture of that. But anyway, so now I got some new piles. It's like somebody took over the tunnels, which they do. Not a bunch of new piles, but like 5 or 6. And so opened up my trap buckets and I'm gonna put a couple more traps in. And so I got the first one set, and I don't know if you can see the hole there, but it's a good size one. That tells me that it's a good size mole. And so that one's all set, ready to roll. And put my bucket on, and then we'll move on to the next one. I think I'll probably put another one on this one right here, and we'll get that one set up. Yeah, these little traps I have are pretty rusty, but they're still working. So you can tell these molehills. This is a huge mole. I mean, there's a shovel. Ones we dealt with in the city weren't this big, but somebody's obviously taken over the last one's tunnels. I actually did a video on how to trap these suckers, and I've had reasonable success, but a lot of it has to do with staying after the traps and you know, just keep going after them. If you miss one, you go after it again the next day and just keep resetting them. That's kind of a turn on that tunnel. I'm trying to get is I just saw a little movement in there. Could be in my imagination. What you're trying to get is get in the middle of the two tunnels that are, I should say, straight away of the tunnel. This one's kind of, one's going that way, one's going that way. So it's actually kind of a V right here. So I don't know, should be one going this way too, since we got this other hole behind us, or I'm not feeling anything. What they don't like is getting air inside their tunnels. I'm gonna drop this hole back a little bit over here so I can be between these two tunnels. There we go. So now we're kind of on the straightaway. Get this bad boy set up. The other trick I've learned on these things is to you got to set them with a hair trigger, which is kind of dangerous. I've had them snap on me a couple times. Just got to be careful. But you definitely want to have just barely on there, because when they start digging, it doesn't take much before they just push the trap up and nothing happens. So we want to get this right between the two tunnels. See if we can. That looks pretty good. I just want to try to get these out without tripping our hair trigger. Set those aside. Go grab us another bucket. Want to get some semblance of darkness, but at the same time let that air flow, because they don't like that at all. They will come right back to close this up. So that's what we're hoping for. I'll keep you posted on how that goes. Never know what you're going to run into over there, so try to bring some tow straps and chains and whatnot. Not as clean and organized as they should be, but they're here. Now we'll head over there and see what we can. Yeah, so it's kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern because the chipper was supposed to be here today, and so I was kind of just laying low and hoping it would show up and start playing with that. Got a call from the freight company this morning. They said that it didn't arrive, and so it'll probably be tomorrow, the next day, hopefully. So I thought I'd better get out of the barn and get some stuff done, get some tractor therapy going. So let's head down to the field and see what we can see. See what I was talking about before. It's very overgrown and lots of dents and dead and mixed branches. These poor little suckers need some love, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to not get too crazy and cut them back and bring them back. So that's the plan. That's what you're looking at today. All right, so plan was to come out here and do some apple trees. Got a little distracted. I've been out here the last hour messing around with this tree that's close to the roadway. It's been up in the power lines, and so I contacted the PUD and I contacted the county roads because it's right on the road, which makes it a little precarious to cut. Anyway, haven't heard from the county. PUD said they sent a foreman out and it looks fine. They said that it might affect the phone line, but it doesn't affect the power line. So I'll give you a shot of it. You can be the judge yourself. So granted, I've already cut quite a bit off of this side, but you can see there's the power pole, and the tree's not super healthy. I've gotten most of the limbs off of the power line and away from it, but why they won't come out and just cut it back is beyond me. And you can see it's right on the roadway, so it makes it a little bit precarious. Hopefully the county will be of help, but in any case, that's what I got distracted doing and ended up with a bunch more piles here that aren't apple trees. That apple tree that you see down there, I cut during the summer. Let's see if I can zoom in there. It was all wrapped up around the power lines, and I went ahead and trimmed that so at least it wasn't hanging on the power lines. But anyway, a little frustrated with the PUD at this point. But I think I'm going to turn my attention to some apple trees, and we'll move the tractor around. Right now it's just a tool carrier. Eventually I'll get to this brush once the chipper gets here, and it'll be a debate as to how much I haul back for a burn pile and how much I cut back. I think I've kind of just randomly been looking at these trees, but I think I'm just going to go over here and start on this one on the end and just kind of work my way back towards the barn. Anyway, that's what we got going on at this point. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to show you is when I came over here next to the apple orchard area, I noticed that there's some barbed wire down, and I'm thinking that maybe there's been a few deer come through here, or maybe elk. But anyway, rather than go over the fence, they went through the fence. So I'm gonna need to be cleaning that up and fixing that. All right, well, I don't claim to be an expert, but I'm gonna have to get up a little higher on this thing, excuse me, in order to get some of the taller ones. But the actual upper part of the tree actually looks a little healthier, so I may end up leaving that this year and then cut it back a little more next year. I mainly wanted to get those real droopy, overgrown, some of them are dead, limbs off, give it a little more healthy look about it, and also maybe give it a little more opportunity to grow. So might try to get these other 2 or 3, and then I'm gonna move on to this little one over here. All right, well, this goes under the don't try this at home section. All right, well, I know there's half of you out there going, hey, why didn't you get the bucket on the tractor sooner? And probably the other half are going, seriously, don't do that stupid thing. Anyway, I just need to get those other little branches. Hey guys, so I'm gonna take one more blast at this these apple trees. Probably not gonna get all 7 of them done today, but baby steps, right? And I probably should show you what I'm using. It's the Stihl HT56C. I think it's kind of their low-end model. It's like $300. It's not adjustable or anything, but it works pretty good. After about a day of this, I usually take the head off and kind of clean it out. It does get a little bit plugged up, which is understandable. I think I've thrown the chain once, and other than that, it's been pretty good. I actually used it to free up my antique saw, my big saw, when I got it stuck in a tree. So it's nice to have a backup, even if it is a big long pole. I also like that it comes apart, fits in the bucket or transport. So. Might be enough for an old guy. And made a little dent. So keep after it. And actually contemplating different options for getting the tops, because I really want to kind of top them so that they're growing a little shorter. Right now I'm just getting what I can reach from the ground, but maybe even a lift to come through and just do it in like a 4-hour period or something. Anyway, kick that around. If you got any old dead apple tree advice, let me know. Thanks.